think we are live. Waiting for my chat to connect here. Hold on. Yeah, we are live. If you're with me here live or even watching the recording, drop a comment below. Let me know that you stopped by, that you came to tune in, whatever that may be. Let's make sure we are up and running here. Yeah, we are live, I believe. If you're here with me live, drop something in the chat for me. Welcome, welcome. I finally, it only took me like one live session to navigate through the technical difficulties of going live. One of the biggest complaints that I had during my first live session was latency. And the big reason why was because I was streaming in 4K. And when you stream in 4K, basically there's guaranteed latency. So yeah, that was one big hurdle. So basically anything that you share in the chat, I'm going to be able to see live. I believe my latency as of right now is only 2 seconds. So instead of me replying 30 seconds or a minute later, pretending to ignore you, I'm here with you live. So would love to engage, would love to interact with you all. I know we're not in person, but I want to interact as best as I possibly can, as if we're talking face to face. Imagine this is a group conversation, and we can communicate and chat. And we got a lot to talk about today in the next half hour or so to kind of set the agenda here for those of you live with me. I'm first going to be breaking down some strategies when it comes to how to maintain your fitness progress during the summertime, which is arguably when most people derail and break all of their habits. It's one of those times when most people don't know how to focus on maintenance. Maintenance is a completely separate goal than, or at Infitnite we call it masteries. It's a completely separate mastery than fat loss and muscle building. Maintenance is a whole entire discipline. It takes a lot of strategy, a lot of tactics, so that you can not lose all the results that you've been trying to earn either in fat loss or muscle building. So, or even beyond that when it comes to different sports and all kinds of different fitness goals out there. So, all that being said, welcome, welcome. If you're here with me live, drop something in the chat for me. Let me know if you are here. Say hello. Holla at me. Drop an emoji. Whatever floats your boat. Let me know. Megan! What's up, Mags? Great to have you here. Excited to cover an awesome topic on fitness. And I can't forget to talk about the gaming topic today. I'm going to be going over the Xbox Games Showcase. Excited to go over that, talk about the games. There was about 30 games revealed. And man, it's a great time to be a gamer. I have to say that. It is a great time to be a gamer. If you own an Xbox, great time. If you don't, still a great time because a lot of these games are coming out on PC. So yeah, it's going to be a great discussion. I'm like, excited to dive into to some of the individual games, stuff that I'm excited about, and of course, I would love to hear some of your thoughts as well as far as games that you're excited to play in the next 6 months to a whole year. So I think we're finally out of the COVID uh, downfall in the gaming industry of having not much to play and getting into our backlogs. So yeah, excited to dive into that at the back half of this live. So let's dive straight into the discussion around fitness in the summer. Very sensitive topic for a lot of people, and let's dive deep into why actually. So hopefully you guys are appreciating the production value here. A lot of preparation, and it's only gonna get better as I keep doing these lives every Warrior Wednesday. So basically, why are we talking about this? Like, what's the importance of like fitness and your goals and maintenance during the summertime? Well, most people begin their fitness goal journey of getting to their fitness goals in the January time, right? As they say, the New Year's resolutioners are thriving. There's nothing wrong with setting goals for the New Year's. Matter of fact, I encourage people setting goals on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly basis. The more goals that you set, the more, I guess, milestones in direction that you give yourself, the more intention that you'll create in your life, and the more progress you're going to make. It's so simple to actually make significant progress by just setting more goals. So that's the first key thing that you want to take away from this discussion is set more goals and approach it like an RPG, right? Everything that you do in an RPG, whether it's a quest, whether it's a quest objective, whether it's fighting a boss or an enemy, there's always these goals that you want to hit to defeat the enemy, to complete the quest, and to progress on your journey. Welcome, Akula. I just saw your chat. Pleasure to have you here. Great to have this discussion. So yeah, so people start their fitness goals in January. They set resolutions, but what about the summertime derails people? Well, most people end their goals during June time, right? When they're transitioning into the summer. So basically, what that means is most people just stop trying to progress on their fitness goals. So they either hit their goals or they don't, and then they go on vacation, right? Or they relax, and all of their habits break. Let me know if that's you. I know I've been guilty of that in the past, 100%, right? We want to focus on that well-earned rest, relaxation, and enjoyment, but in the process of that, we kind of forget all the habits, all the effort, and everything that we've done to kind of get to where we are. And what happens is most people go through a whole entire summer eating, drinking, relaxing so much over the 2 to 3 month time frame that by the time September hits, fall hits, October, now basically a lot of that progress that we earned is now gone, right? Maybe you've gained a little bit of weight, maybe you lost a little bit of muscle, maybe your strength went down, and then what happens? We're like, well, we got a couple holidays, right? We got Halloween, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas. All of these opportunities to continue on that derailed path happens, and then we end up right back where we started in January. If this is a normal flow year to year to you, let me know. Hey, I admit I've been guilty. I've definitely been guilty of it. I've used bulking during the winter as an excuse to break all the habits, eat whatever I want, right? Let me know in the chat if you're guilty. Because I know I am. So, yeah, what can we do now? Now that it's June, going into the summer. Well, depending on where you are in the world, it's summer in America, um, and this is the time when all the results kind of start to go out the window. So what can we do? Well, let's go over a few strategies right now. So let me see. Can you guys see what I'm writing on the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can see what I'm writing on the screen. Just squiggly lines. Cool. Mag just said flex better, plus minus 10 throughout. I'm not quite sure what that means. Can you explain a little bit more? As I dive into the topic here. Feel free to let me know in the chat. So, summertime. I'm going to put this up like this up. I don't think you guys can see it. Here we go. Summertime. Maintenance. Cool. So, big thing. What happens when we are... Oh, weight gain fluctuations. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, my chat was cut off, so I only saw like part of what you were saying. Awesome. You can see me writing. Perfect. All right. So summertime maintenance. Let's chat about it. So let's actually, before we get into the strategy, let's talk about, what people do right, and what people do wrong. And of course, we want to do more of what people are doing right, and we want to do less of what people are doing wrong, okay? So what are people doing right? Well, during the summertime, they are sticking to still a high protein diet. That is still a thing. So, big reason why you want to be on a high protein diet is when you work out, and especially when you do resistance training or weight training, you're breaking down your muscles and your body needs to recover, right? So you need protein. So that's one thing people are doing right when they're doing maintenance. Thank you, Akula. So high protein diet, very, very important. Now, how much protein, all that intricacies, can't dive too deep into that. If you'd like to learn more about specifically for your body and your goals, feel free to check out Infitnite's Academy and visit infiniterpg.com if you want to learn more. We have a couple articles completely for free where we dive into that. So high protein diet, very, very important. A couple other things. They are still doing resistance training, okay? Obviously, if you're doing resistance training to get to your goals, you still want to do resistance training while you're at your goals or trying to maintain your goals. It's one of those things where it's like if you work out 3 times a week doing resistance training and you stop doing workouts 3 times a week, what's going to happen, right? You're going to lose muscle, you're going to start to lose progress, all that hard-earned progress. So if you can maintain the amount of times that you're working out every single week, then you are good to go, essentially. So continue to do resistance training while you're doing maintenance. And you still want to also, and this is kind of like a sub thing, I guess I could put it underneath it, is you still want to practice something called progressive overload. What is progressive overload? Essentially what it is, you want to progressively challenge your body. And specifically in weight training, there's only a select few ways that you can do that, right? You can either increase the amount of weight that you're using, you can increase the amount of reps, you can increase the amount of sets, or if you put all of that together, you can increase the amount of volume that you're doing. So that's very, very important when it comes to progressing in your weight training workouts. It's progressive overload, okay? And you want to do that whether you are training for fat loss or training for muscle building. Both are very, very important. And sure, you could switch up the exercises, you can do all kinds of different things, but basically, this is what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're still doing resistance training and you're practicing progressive overload. Yeah, I know, Kula, I'm guilty as well. I am definitely guilty. So that's a couple things, or another thing that people who are on maintenance successfully during the summertime are doing right. And let me make sure I get that nice and clear here. Next thing is cardio. Now, this is big. So, for example, if you are doing cardio every single day, maybe you're doing, I don't know, a 45 half hour walk on the treadmill every single day, and then you stop doing that during the summer, that's also going to have a big impact on all that progress. Essentially, what's going to happen is you're now burning less calories. So if you're burning less calories, that means, guess what? That's now more calories that your body can store in your body. So that's why people start to kind of transition into regaining all the weight that they lost as they stop doing cardio. So that's why something that I always teach in our academy is to make sure that you are following an approach that is sustainable. What that means is you want to make sure that you are training and working out in a sustainable way. And let's break that down even more. That means making sure that what you're doing is something that you can be doing for the next 6 months, year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or longer, right? Otherwise, if you only do these things for short periods of time, then what can happen is basically your body is just going to readapt to that, and just revert back to how it was before. So we constantly want to make sure that we're training our body and adapting whatever we're doing for cardio or resistance training or our diet, and making sure we're staying consistent with it. And that's super, super important. We have a question from Mags, curious how to handle high degree temps for working out. I live in Arizona now, so summer is hot. Very, very good question. Especially during the summertime, right? The big thing is, I always say, just show up, right? Make sure you are always showing up no matter what the temperature is, right? Because you don't necessarily have control of it, right? Especially if it's going to be 90 plus degrees out every single day. The best thing you can do is still show up for that session, and then also come in prepared, right? If you know it's going to be really, really hot, definitely make sure you're hydrating throughout the day, right? Especially when you first wake up. Another thing that you can incorporate too is electrolytes. Make sure you have plenty of electrolytes. That's sodium and potassium particularly. And that's going to allow you to make sure you have everything that you need for your body to stay hydrated and your body to function appropriately. And another thing too is feel free to also take more frequent breaks. So for example, if your workouts normally take 60 minutes on a normal day when it's not hot, give yourself enough time to take breaks during your workout so you're not overworking yourself. So that might mean extending your workouts to 90 minutes and possibly even 2 hours, just so you can make sure you have time to take breaks, hydrate, and still get through your workout. The worst thing that you can do is skip the workout because it's hot. I know that feeling so vividly. I remember when I was working out at a gym that didn't have any air conditioning. So, and it was packed. So there was it was humid, and it was just like we were sardines, and it was hot, and it's like you started sweating the moment you showed up. I still made sure I showed up, got through my workout. Sure, it was slower. Maybe I had to lower the weight, which is another suggestion. Maybe you want to lower the weight, lower the intensity a little bit, because you got to remember, with the heat, it makes the intensity much more difficult for your workout. So try those couple things, especially when it gets hot. But just know that never skip the workout. That's the biggest thing. Always show up and always come in prepared for battle. Think of your workout as a battle that you want to come in prepared. So make sure you take your potions, your elixirs. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing in your workout. Make sure you plan out your breaks. Make sure you come in with plenty of hydration equipment and stuff like that, and you'll be A-okay. Let me know if that helps. Let me know if you got value from that. So let's continue here. Cardio-wise, right? So cardio, make sure you're staying consistent with your cardio, your resistance training, high-protein diet. Is there anything else? I would say 100% sleep. Make sure you're sticking to your sleep schedule. I know what it's like. Awesome, that helped, Mags. Awesome. Makes me happy. Now I just got to put it into action. Knowledge is only potential power. It only becomes power when you use it. So let's put it into action. But sleep, I know what it's like. Summertime, you want to stay up all night. Maybe that's gaming, right? You want to, go out with friends, do your thing, have fun. Yes, you totally can. That is so important just for psychological health, right? But you want to make sure you stick to your sleep schedule as best as you possibly can. Big reason why is once you start changing your sleep schedule, you start to change your behavior throughout the day. So, for example, if you're someone who normally works out in the morning, then now you're staying up all night. Now, that time that you'd be spending working out in the morning is now gone. Now, habit-wise, your habit of working out in the morning is now gone. And what happens with most people is they just skip their workouts entirely or try to do it last minute. So you want to try to keep your sleep schedule consistent so you can keep your training habits and your nutrition habits consistent as well. So that's super, super important. And just to note too, if you have those nights where you stay up late or go out or travel, whatever that may be, or go on a vacation, that's completely okay. And if your sleep schedule is broken, that's okay. It's not about perfection. It's about staying as close and consistent to your sleep schedule as possible. That is going to be the biggest way to maintain your progress moving forward, is making sure you're sticking with your schedules, your sleep, and that consistency above all. And that will be the last kind of tip here of what people are doing right when it comes to maintenance is the consistency aspect. Basically, you can look at someone who's has a goal of building muscle or losing body fat and someone who is focusing on maintenance, and you'll notice all three successful type of people are consistent at what they're doing. So consistency is above all when it comes to making sure that you maintain your progress and results on your fitness goals. So I'm going to star that one because you can do all of these things right, for example, in the do right category, but if you don't have that last one, all of it's for nothing. And remember, during the summertime, that's when consistency is broken because of temptation, changing of schedules, vacations, yada, yada, yada. So that is the biggest key to maintenance. Now, what do people do wrong? This is definitely important to discuss as well. And I'm just going to start listing them off here. It's, we can have a pretty long list here, but I'm going to just kind of show you the biggest things people do wrong here. Essentially, they just completely stop working out. Right? Go on a vacation, you don't even think about working out at all. Maybe not even a 30-minute walk in the hotel gym if you're traveling. Just people just completely go from 100 to 0 and they completely do nothing. That is the worst way to focus on maintenance, is you do absolutely nothing. Right? So stop working out. That's a huge, huge no-no, right? Also, big thing is too is they binge eat, right? We binge eat, right? You just dieted for, I don't know, 6 months. Maybe you've been working with your on your fat loss goals since January, for example. Then now it's summertime, all the fun, excitement. Then what happens? We go out to dinner multiple times, you order out, and we just straight up binge eat. And that behavior obviously wouldn't work if you're focusing on fat loss, and it absolutely won't work when you're focusing on maintenance either, right? Um, so that's a big no no is the binge eating, and ways that you can kind of prevent that is to again come in focused back to what people are doing right, which is maintaining that high protein diet, right? If you make your nutritional and meal choices based on that, then what happens is when you get that temptation, right? When you have those moments when you have the opportunity to eat a lot of food, at least you'll be able to focus on protein, and that's going to reduce significantly the amount of calories that you would be eating if you are binge eating, for example. So high protein, put everything that you eat through that lens, and I guarantee you'll eat less when it comes to those opportunities for you to have a bunch of food. So that's a big solution for that. Other than that, uh, minimal movement throughout the day. So this is an acronym that we have in fitness. It's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're staying active throughout the day. This is the big one, right? Again, summertime is the time for relaxation for a lot of people, so make sure that you are staying active throughout the day, and still moving your body, whether that's going outside for walks, if you're on vacation, making sure you go walk around and travel, stuff like that. So minimal movement is a big no-no when it comes to the wrong here. And Mags, you mentioned this sort of ties in with the high temps still. I notice it's common for appetite to decrease. Any suggestions? Yeah. When it comes to temperature, yeah, absolutely, right? You are mostly you get dehydrated often, right? So big thing is to focus on hydration, and that might be like, well, isn't that going to fill up my stomach when I drink more? Absolutely. And that's part of the reason why you might not feel hungry, is because you're hydrating a lot and you're hydrating more and you're filling up your stomach more and more with water. So the best thing when it comes to that is planning ahead, right? If you're stuck in the heat for extended amount of time, plan that time when you're like inside AC, for example, if you have access to AC, or plan that time when it's later in the evening when it's cool or early in the morning to actually get your meals in and to start eating and focusing more on nutrition, right? Because if you can't eat while you're out and about and it's super hot, or you're just not hungry, then just prepare, right? Prepare knowing that, hey, I'm not going to be hungry from 10 a.m. to, I don't know, 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. And just come in prepared. Like, you don't have to have a full meal. Come in with some snacks, right? Come in with something to just munch on throughout the day that's high in protein. And then once it gets cooler, then you can kind of be like, okay, temperature's down. I'm not sweating as much. I'm not hydrating as much. I'm going to now start to kind of get a nice meal in. So that's going to be really important. Just really approaching your day a little bit more strategically, knowing that it's going to be hot and knowing that you're not going to be as hungry. So it's all about playing the nutrition game, essentially. I hope that helped. Another thing on the do wrong area, I guess I'll just do one more. Again, we can talk about what people are doing wrong all the time. It's really more about what the do right section here. And it's something that I want to emphasize is that the big nutritional choice most people make is during the summertime is more carbs. And the big reason why this is such a such a backfiring thing is, again, temptation, right? When you're going out, when you're enjoying meals and stuff, generally what happens is if you've restricted your carbs even a little bit throughout that weight loss or fat loss progress or process, then what can happen? Of course, once you get more carbs, you want to have more. And you want to have more after that, and more. And then you start to get into this pattern of basically naturally just eating more carbs, which increases your calories, which increases weight gain. And that's why most people can't do maintenance, is they think maintenance is, I'm going to be able to eat more and I'll be able to eat more carbs and everything's going to be fine. No. Maintenance is a delicate process, even as delicate as losing fat or building muscle. So, if you know you're going to be eating more carbs, for example, maybe you're going out to eat or traveling, try to mitigate that as much as possible by going back into everything that we talked about over here. So, making sure most of your calories are protein based, make sure that you are doing your resistance training, make sure that you're also doing your cardio, and then you should be okay, right? But if you're not doing any of these things, then you just increase your carbs just to increase your carbs, you are guaranteed to gain weight. 100%. 100% guaranteed. So that is about it here. It doesn't need to get more complicated than this. This is just standard guidelines of making sure that you're maintaining a high protein diet, making sure you're maintaining your resistance training, specifically the frequency, and making sure you're practicing progressive overload in your workouts. Another thing to do right is making sure you're sticking to the amount of cardio that you were doing to get to your goals, which is very important. Make sure you are maintaining your sleep schedule and the amount of sleep that you're getting. And last but certainly not least is making sure you stay consistent with all of these things, because consistency is above all. Let me know which one of these is the most impactful for you in the chat. Also, feel free to drop any additional questions on the topic here. Cool. No questions? All right. Well, let's transition to the fun topic, gaming. So let's look at some of the games that were announced at the Xbox Games Showcase. So I watched this live. I was able to watch the whole entire presentation, including the Call of Duty presentation at the end, and just my initial impressions. That was honestly the best showcase I've ever seen from Microsoft, specifically. It's hard to say best showcase, period. I mean, there were so many great showcases the past 20 years. I watched them all. But definitely the best showcase, in my opinion, from Xbox that I've ever seen. The only thing missing, I'll just get that out the way now, is a better hardware announcement. So they did not announce what I expected them to announce, which is a Xbox handheld device. It was teased, it was rumored, but yeah, I guess they're not ready to talk about that yet. And I think if they announced that at this showcase, this would have possibly been the best showcase ever. So that was the only big disappointment, along with lack of release dates for all these games that you can see here. There's a lot of games announced. I believe 30 total. And it's just a lot of release windows, no hard release dates. A lot of 2024, 2025, fall, and not any hard release dates, which is, bothering in my opinion. It's a little concerning, to be honest, because like a lot of these games should be coming out soon, and there's still no hard release date. So curious about that. And then beyond that, I believe there's only one game, one JRPG game that was announced. I believe it's the Wuchang, Fallen Feathers. I don't know if that's a JRPG or not, but the amount of Japanese games at this showcase is not barely there, non-existent almost. I was expecting something, whether that's something else from like a company like Square Enix. I was expecting like a Final Fantasy maybe announcement, maybe a Final Fantasy 16 port, some type of indication that Microsoft is trying to have more Japanese games on their platform, and it's just I didn't get that. It was very Western developer focused, with Bethesda and all these other companies, right? Which is okay, right? That's okay. I'd rather have games to play than not have games to play. So it just seems like for me personally, this was a pretty impactful moment for me because I am now kind of considering primarily only playing my Japanese games on PlayStation now. And I was hoping to possibly see if I would expect some Japanese titles on Xbox, and it doesn't seem like that's going to be a strong yes. So that's basically all of the negative. Now let's talk about the positive here. Let's go one by one. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I am an OG Call of Duty player. I played Modern Warfare, played Black Ops 1. I'm an OG Call of Duty player. I have not been into Call of Duty in years, but this Call of Duty, I'm all in. I'm back. I'm going to be playing Call of Duty Black Ops. There's a lot that I love about the campaign that they showed off. There's we all know Call of Duty campaigns are like top tier when it comes to first person shooter campaigns. Like I don't think there's anybody who even touches it now, I would say. Back then, I would say Battlefield, if you played Bad Company, that in my opinion was like one of the best stories ever in an FPS. Like Bad Company 2, those group of soldiers, like in that storyline was awesome. But there's a reason why Call of Duty is literally one of the best selling games of all time next to GTA. And now we know why. So I'm back, and then they teased a lot about multiplayer and all these different aspects and mechanics. So I'm excited to dive into multiplayer as well. So I'm back in Call of Duty. Let me know in the chat if you're going to be playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 when it comes out. I believe this was October or November. One of those dates. I believe it might have been October. I don't know. Feel free to correct me. Let me know if you're excited to play it. Then we got Indiana Jones. Chat about that. I'm not much of an Indiana Jones fan. I wasn't around during the time period of those movies coming out. However, I am definitely deep into, immersive action adventure type games. I've yet to play the Uncharted series on PlayStation. It's on my list. I'm absolutely going to be playing it. And yeah, I think the production value for Indiana Jones is high. I think it looks great. I think it looks fun. And yeah, I'm excited to also experience that. I forgot to mention too, Game Pass. Call of Duty is going to be on Game Pass, as well as Indiana Jones, and as well as basically almost all of these titles here. So yeah, I have nothing to lose because I have Game Pass. So I could literally try out the game, and if I don't like it, boom, I don't gotta burn $70 on a game. So that is honestly the biggest dub from this showcase, is that majority of these games are going to be on Game Pass, and if you only like a certain style of a game and you're trying to try a game out, you can basically get Game Pass and try it out for free, right? You got nothing to lose. You're paying $17 a month, I believe it is now, and if you don't have Game Pass, whether that's on Xbox or PC, I would recommend getting on that now, because when this comes out, like when these games start to come out, they're gonna up the price. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna up the price probably like $25 or more. So if I were you, I would get in now, and I think they have a dollar deal. So I would get in now, stack up, and get on that payment structure of $17 before they up the price. Just saying. Totally agree. Game Pass for the win. Yeah. Yeah. So, Gears of War E-Day. Man, when this got announced, holy shit, I was going nuts. I haven't been deep into Gears of War in forever. Oh my god. I missed Gears of War 4 and 5 because it's just a different game. Well, I'm an OG Gears of War player like Call of Duty. A prequel with Marcus Phoenix and Dom. I'm there. I'm in 100%. I'm hype. I'm back into Gears. All that being said. Mags, you asked, wait, did they remake Fable or is that a continuation? This is a remake of Fable. Whole new game. Let's jump straight to that. They showed gameplay, or they showed a cinematic with gameplay. A lot of people were concerned about the last showing, the last trailer. People were like, oh my god, this ain't gameplay. They were saying it wasn't gameplay. But it was. And they proved it again in this trailer. If you haven't watched the trailer yet, Mags, go for it. Oh my god, it is awesome. It looks crazy. It looks good. It has the tone of Fable 2 if you played the OG Fable 1 and 2. And I am super ultra excited for that as well. Yep, Okula, there are so many options. It's incredible. You don't even have to be an Xbox fan to actually appreciate this, because it's also, so a lot of these titles are coming to PC as well. So, and then if you don't have an Xbox, this is a good reason to now have one. Finally. It only took 10 years. Get some consistent games out here. But yeah, Fable, super ultra excited about that. I was going to go in order, but fuck it. Perfect Dark. That's the next one. I play Perfect Dark on the N64. I am so excited for that. Oh my god. The stealth aspect, the parkour that they showed off, the gunplay, even just the technology and the spy tools that you had available. Almost like, I always think of Perfect Dark like one of the best like James Bond clones ever. I kind of compare it to like the Mission Impossible of the kind of spy stuff. Because we all know GoldenEye and the actual James Bond games can't touch that, right? But I was so hyped with seeing the gameplay of Perfect Dark. Oh my god. Then Expedition 33. Big thing I'm excited about with this is the turn-based combat. I'm an OG RPG player. Final Fantasy VII is how it started. And it's great to see a game come out with turn-based combat where you can literally select the action that you want, and then it has a reaction from your opponent, and you can be way more strategic rather than the real-time action RPG style, like, for example, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. As much as I love it, as much as it's awesome, I want to get back to my roots, right? I want to get back to that, and it's good to see a game really dive into that. Also, feel free to share any other games that you're excited on this list. Let me move my Well, I mean, if you're excited about Sea of Thieves, that's about the only game over there, so I'm gonna keep it over here. Not really excited about Sea of Thieves, so we're gonna cover that up. Not a fan, unfortunately. Other than that, another highlight is going to be for me Dragon Age, and I can't believe I actually shared this so late. I was gonna go in order, but yeah, Dragon Age, the Veilguard. This is my most anticipated game for the year. That and Avowed. That's my 1-2 punch. These are my RPGs. The big reason why I'm more excited about Dragon Age than Avowed is simply because this is a proven series, right? They've made at this point multiple Dragon Age games. There was Dragon Age Origins, 2, Inquisition, and then I believe now this is the 4th Dragon Age, and this is the Veilguard. I love this series. I love the storytelling. I love the combat mechanics, and what I've seen outside of the trailer shown at the showcase, because I actually did not like the trailer much at all. They showed gameplay and they showed actual progression systems and things like that at an additional showcase afterwards, and I am impressed. It looks amazing. They got the tone right. Color palette is different, so it's a little bit brighter. It's not dark and dismal, I would say. But I am most excited about Dragon Age. Oh my god. And that's the big reason why I'm more excited about that. It's a familiar series to me, right? I played the games. And then there's Avowed, a new IP. I believe it's based in the Pillars of Eternity universe. So if you're into Pillars of Eternity, this is definitely the game for you. If not, still, I think it's awesome. If you haven't seen Avowed, check it out. There's tons of gameplay online. It looks awesome. It's more vibrant. The story is also strong, just like Dragon Age. I don't know if I'm going to be as immersed as a Dragon Age into the story and the characters. We'll see. It seems like they are diving deep into the story and characters in Avowed, but we'll see about that. We'll see. But Dragon Age and Avowed are up there for sure, and they're both coming out this year. Oh my god. I don't know how the hell I'm going to play these goddamn games. I don't got enough time. Dang. And then, of course, there's Diablo 4 as well. I'm a huge Diablo 4 fan. The expansion is coming out, and they showed an awesome trailer. It's disgusting. You should watch it. It's awesomely disgusting. And you already know I'm also going to be playing that 100%. I'm a huge Diablo fan. I played Diablo 1 on PC. That was like one of the first games I played on PC. It was Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for Diablo. Mags, you mentioned you made a Necromancer. Yo, that's awesome. I haven't played Necro yet. Maybe I will in the expansion. I of course mean Barbarian, because that's just, that's my jam. So yeah, I can't wait for Diablo 2. That's gonna be awesome. And yeah, I mean, we could literally be sitting here for the next half hour talking about these games. I guess last two, because I almost love almost everything on this list. Metal Gear Solid, Delta. Yeah, I've literally have the Gray Fox mask in the background right there. So that should say it all. I'm also playing Metal Gear Solid Delta on day one. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and that's supposed to also come out this year. And this is all back half 2024 games. So these are games that are coming out October, November, December, which is crazy. I don't know how. I gotta literally pick somehow these games to play. I don't know how. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pick and choose. I'm gonna have to basically have a part-time job just playing games and earn no money except satisfaction. Yeah, Snake and Raiden Otacon for the comic relief. Oh man. So it's just so much. It's just so much, and this is. It's like, I think, to I guess summarize and close off. Also, I want to mention Mecha Break. I'm a big mech fan as well. Definitely would love to see more about that. But to close off the conversation here, there is so many games now. If you're somebody that criticized Microsoft and Xbox about not having games, or not having games that you would play, or just not having a reason to buy a console or play on PC, they literally made this showcase for you. Like, if you're that type of person, they made it for you. If you are someone who is a fan of the games on Xbox and does play Xbox and the games, then holy shit, you have now so many games to play that I don't even know how you're going to play it or have the time to. So, one of the best showcases I've ever seen from Microsoft, hands down. It's a great time to be a gamer. You could be a PlayStation gamer, you could be a PC gamer, you could play on Nintendo. Wherever you are playing games, you now have a reason to now play games in different places, and even possibly play games in the place that you enjoy the most, because a lot of these games are also going to be multi-platform. Like Doom, for example. Doom is also going to be on PlayStation. And then there are some games that might be coming out later, so it's a great time to be a gamer, finally. It only took 4 years, right, ever since 2020 to really get an awesome slate of games to play and enjoy. And remember, it's just about playing games and having fun, right? That's the whole point of games, right? Having fun, and enjoying the experience. So I'm excited for everyone, and I'm excited for you guys to experience that. And yeah, basically, don't forget the summertime maintenance strategies that you can implement this summer. Let's put that into action, right? Make sure that you are maintaining that hard-earned work that you did, or even starting your journey or continuing your journey during the summertime with these strategies is also an option as well. And yeah, let's enjoy the rest of this year, the rest of this 2024. We got another whole entire 6 months, 7 months left of this year. Let's make the best of it physically, mentally, nutritionally. And yeah, as always, this is Master Wizard Walt of Infitnite, your guide by your side on your infinite journey. I'll see y'all next week. We'll be doing these lives every Wednesday, so if you want to come in, chat, I'll be talking about different topics as well. I'll be talking about fitness and gaming. Feel free to join me next Wednesday. And of course, if you want to see more content on fitness and gaming, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to be uploading a lot more videos on YouTube moving forward. And yeah, let's put all this wisdom to action. All right, Warriors. Thank you for joining me live. And I'll see you next week. See ya.